Okay, good morning, I bid you all. So today I will explain to you guys about the programming topic in the computer science subject. So we move to the definition of computer programming. So this is the definition of programming language. There is a set of words, abbreviations and symbols that enables a programmer to communicate instruction to a computer. So next, so this is the simplest mind map that we can conclude about the programming language. So basically, there are two types of programming language. It is high level language and low level language. For the low level language, there are two types, that is machine language and assembly language. So for the types of programming language, there is high level and low level language. High level language is a programming language that is designed to be easy for human to read and write. So basically, it is a easier way to communicate with computer. So, low level language is a programming language that is designed to be easy for computer to run, but it is hard for human to read. For later I will explain why. So this is the different of types of programming language. For low level language, it is machine dependent, that is not portable, while for high level language, it is machine independent and it is portable. So for low level language, each instruction usually equates to a single machine instruction. Example of low level language is machine language and assembly language. For high level language, the instructions typically equates to multiple machine instruction. For example of high level language is Java, C++, COBOL and BASIC. So I will explain to you about the machine language. So machine language is the first generation of programming language, and it is directly recognized by the computer. It does not need to be translated. So this is the advantage that we can get from the machine language. It is ready for immediate execution. This means that you are ready for immediate execution. So next, the advantage is that it consists of instructions that are readily understood by the computer. So the computer already understood it. For the disadvantage of machine language is that their instructions are extremely cryptic and difficult to learn, because there is the machine language, not human language. So next, the programs are lengthy. So it is typically long, and it is machine dependent and not portable. So second types of low level language is the assembly language. That is basically the second generation of programming language. But in assembly language, there are symbols compared to the machine language. So next. So the advantage of assembly language is programs are easier to learn compared to machine language. The reason is why, because there are some words that been updated by the programmer for the assembly language, and for the disadvantage is that as the advantage is same with the machine language before, there is lengthy and machine dependent, not portable, and incomprehensible to computers until translated to machine language. Next. So, back. So this is the example of writing assembly language. So there are some words that been updated. So we move to high-level language. This high-level language instruction are written using a series of English-like words. So it is easier to learn than machine or assembly language for the high-level language. Yes. Next. So for the high-level language, you need to convert to machine language before they can be executed. So next, high-level language is a machine independent that is can run on different types of computer and operating systems, and their instructions are coded. Next. Examples of high-level language is Fortran, COBOL, BASIC, Pascal, Ada, C, and C++. So this next. So this is basically the example of high-level language. So next. Oh, so this is the comparison for the low-level language and high-level language. So for the, as I stated before, the low-level language is machine dependent. That is means each language is impossible to run on the other. So for the high-level language, it is opposite with it is the machine is independent, which means they are mostly used to write software which can run on multiple platforms. For next, for the difference is that the low-level language is nearer to machine language, while the high-level language is nearer to human language. That is cause the high-level language to be easier to be read by human. So next. So this is the next comparison about the low-level language and high-level language. So basically the low-level language is much harder to learn for human compared to high-level language. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. What is meant by program language paradigm? It is a computer language categorized according to the approach they use to solve a problem. Apa yang dia maksud di sini? Masa kita mau itu translate bahasa, contohlah high level kita translate pergi low level language, kita perlukan cara yang mana yang sesuai supaya kita dapat menyelesaikan tugas itu, begitulah. And therefore, a paradigm is a way in which computer language looks at the problem to be solved. Macam yang saya terangkan tadi itulah, dia ialah cara di mana computer language translatornya itu kalau ada masalah kita gunakan cara yang sesuai, yaitu paradigm, program language paradigm itu. Okay, paradigm of programming language, dia terbagi kepada 3, yaitu procedural, object oriented, and logic. Yang first ialah procedural, iaitu dia ialah cara yang simple and straightforward code writing, dan dia juga routines and subroutines. Kedua, object oriented program, dia approach to problem solving where all computation are carried out using objects. Object is component of a program that knows how to perform certain actions and how to interact with other elements of the program. Okay, di sini ada procedural dan object oriented. Dua-dua ni di bawah paradigm of programming language. Yang pertama, procedural. Poin yang pertama dia kata sini, relies on procedures, also known as routines or subroutines. Yang kedua ni, contains a series of computational steps to be carried out. Dia maksud procedural ni dia adalah cara secara linear, by procedure, step by step. Jadi dia adalah cara yang paling mudah. Contohnya bahasa yang paradigm of programming language yang digunakan untuk Fortran, COBOL, and C language. Yang kedua, object oriented. Yang kata sini, release an object, a component of a program that knows how to perform certain actions and how to interact with other elements of the program. They organize your code by creating objects, and then you can give those objects properties, and you can make them do certain things. Object also makes it possible to reuse code. Habis tu program language paradigm, object oriented lagi. Macam cakap sini, data can only change through an object's defined methods. Uses concepts such as information hiding and message passing. Dan dia juga suitable for building complex system, or developing large systems. Ini kegunaan untuk object oriented. Okay. Seterusnya kita masuk dalam comparison between language paradigm, iaitu between procedural, object oriented, and logic. Yang pertama, advantage of ini procedural, dia ialah paradigm yang direct interaction between facts, dan dia punya disadvantage, difficult to understand, difficult to change, and sequential. Bagi object oriented pula, advantage-nya ialah dia good structure and modularity, inheritance and communication between processes ada. Dan dia punya disadvantage ialah not appropriate for complex algorithmic problems. Dan bagi logic pula, dia punya advantage, dia availability of inference rules. Dia juga simple notation, good to understand, and every fact represents only odds. Dan dia punya disadvantage ialah difficult to represent procedural knowledge and not well organized.
A very good morning to everyone. Today I'm gonna explain to translator. Okay, translator is a program that translates from one programming language into other. Translator ni kebanyakannya lebih memberi advantage kepada komputer supaya dia senang untuk execute that program. The first one is interpreter, compiler, and assembler. Saya akan elaborate dengan jelas. Okay, interpreter reads a HL program and executes it. It processes or translates the program a little at a time, alternately reading lines and performing computation. Interpreter ni dia translate higher level program into machine code supaya komputer tu senang untuk baca program tersebut. Compiler reads the entire program and translates it completely before the program starts running. Compiler ni dia compilekan semua and then translate it, lepas tu save it in file. HLL program is called source code. The translated program is called executable. Once compile it, it can execute repeatedly without further translation. So last translator is assembler. Assembler is a translator that converts program written in assembly language to machine code so that they can be executed. Yang untuk assembler ni dia dari assembly language kepada machine code supaya dia senang untuk execute. And this is the comparison between assembler, interpreter, and compiler. As I stated before, and assembler is from assembly language to machine code, interpreter is from high level program to machine code, and compiler is completely translate entire source program into object program and save the object in a file. So I have explained the interpreter just now, and this is the example of interpreter Java that we will gonna learn later. Next. Example of compiler is C++ programming, and that's all for me. Thank you.